A terrible case out of Gallatin County might actually have a happy ending after a dog was dragged down a busy road while tied to a car bumper. MTN's Cody Boyer has more.
In the early morning hours of July 7th, Sheriff Dan Springer here at the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office says his department received what he calls a disturbing phone call of possible animal cruelty when a dog appeared to have been dragged more than half a mile behind a car before anyone noticed that it was gone. Now, warning, these pictures you're about to see are highly graphic and considered disturbing, and there's much more to this story.
There was definitely a question of, like, is this dog going to make it or not?
A call that you'll have to hear from Sheriff Dan Springer to believe.
There was an individual that tied his dog up to a bumper while they were inside and doing their, just getting a get-together. But the vehicle who he tied him up to, he didn't know, that person, she did not know that the dog had been tied to the car.
Dragged more than a half a mile at the end of a rope. Sheriff Springer says deputies searched for the dog named Marley and eventually found a pair of brown eyes peering up from a ditch.
It took quite a bit of work. One of my deputies in particular, she was tenacious about it and was able to locate the dog. It just barely was moving, and so it was not doing very well.
Marley was immediately taken to receive emergency vet care, covered with serious injuries. Springer adds it wasn't until more recently that what really happened became known.
Certainly unintentional. It appears like they did not know that the dog had been tied to the car. Obviously someone did tie the dog there, which is a really bad location to put a dog. So there are charges being investigated. That's kind of down the road. Right now it's about getting the dog fixed up, and dog's doing really well.
And those brown eyes are not without help. In less than one day, the community stepped up, raising more than $15,000 online for Marley's vet care. And although Marley's injuries are horrific, Springer says Marley is expected to make a full recovery.
I knew when this was going to go out that we were going to have a huge response to it, and that's just the expectation I would have from this community, and of course we did. And so yeah, it's awesome.
In Gallatin County, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
And since Cody finished his story yesterday, Marley's GoFundMe has raised more than $23,000 of that $20,000 goal.